Have you ever wondered what's the real difference between like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude? If you have, you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to break it down for you and give you some use cases of when you might use one versus the other. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's talk ChatGPT. This is kind of like that buddy that you've had since like grade school, and you like to just kind of chat with them and you come up with your greatest ideas working together. That's ChatGPT. So it's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of AI tools, super flexible, very conversational, great for drafting lesson plans, learning objectives, and quizzes and the thing like that. All right. Even with some of the newer versions, you can add things like voice or image and analysis and that sort of thing. And it's pretty cool to work with ChatGPT. Think of it as kind of a creative brainstorming partner, helping you get unstuck and generate ideas more quickly. All right. Some of the downsides of ChatGPT are that it's not always connected to the internet, right? I think that's a paid thing. So you may not have most up-to-date access. I mean, the new models are coming out all the time, so it's not very far behind at all. But sometimes you have that sort of a situation that you run into with ChatGPT. So let's talk Gemini. So speaking of internet connection, Gemini is the AI of Google. So yeah, they're definitely connected into the internet, into search engine, and that sort of thing. I kind of think of Gemini as kind of that friend that you made by hanging out with other friends, and he was just kind of tagging along with it. Right. So like if you're already using the Google ecosystem, Google Docs, Google Sheets, that sort of thing, then you already have access to Gemini. Gemini is great, very helpful. Good AI works nicely within the Google ecosystem. I'll even add one here. If you're using the Microsoft ecosystem, then Copilot is very similar to Gemini in that it's kind of the built-in AI for Microsoft, where Gemini is inside Google. All right. Plays really well in that space. Handy for corporate trainers and teachers who need to generate quick slide outlines based on web search results, summaries of those results. It works great. Biggest advantage here is really a connection to real-time Google search. So it's not quite as conversational as ChatGPT, but it works great. And then let's talk Claude here as well. So Claude, I think of Claude like that friend of yours who's a college professor, and he likes to let you know he's a college professor. That's Claude. All right. So it's kind of quietly becoming more of a favorite among learning and development professionals, corporate trainers, because it can handle large documents, big corporate manuals, things like that, and it can quickly read through it, summarize it for you, and help you generate learning materials based on that stuff. So pretty cool. It's pretty friendly, pretty balanced in the tone it takes as well. And so that's a nice upside of Claude. So use cases, like I said, summarizing long PDFs, big corporate manuals, things like that. It can also extract role-specific insights. So for example, if you've got that long corporate manual and you're trying to build new hire training for, say, a software engineer, you could put that manual into Claude, say, hey, extract from this manual the stuff that a software engineer needs to know. And it can pull that data out quickly for you. With all of these tools, always check the outputs, of course. I mean, we know that that's just part of working in this AI world that we're in, but it can significantly speed up your effectiveness and your ability to produce materials. So those are some of the kind of the key benefits and things of these different AIs as I've done my research on them. Let's actually dive into them. Let me show them to you. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of an experiment, and I'm going to put this create a 30-minute interactive training on communication skills prompt into ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. And let's just see what it produces for us. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it into ChatGPT to start and just kind of see what kind of results we get from ChatGPT. So within seconds, it's going to start giving us our 30-minute interactive training and communication skills outline. Looks like it's going to give us an overview as well as kind of a time-stamped view of it. And then it breaks each of those timestamps down step by step. We got icebreakers in here, establishing, some of the baseline stuff, and then kind of diving deeper into each section. So yeah, pretty good, all within a few seconds. So that's pretty standard with GPT. Let's go over to Gemini and do the same thing and just see what kind of results we get from Gemini. So now this one is giving us a little bit more of a theme, powering it up. Also gives us a detailed agenda and timing with focus areas, activities. I like how it's giving us activities, and it looks like it's got some models in here for us to teach. Active listening, the last model looks like. That looks pretty good. And then the PPV model, point proof value. So cool. Yeah, a couple of great models that we could use as teachers and trainers to teach about communication. So let's jump over to Claude here. We're going to do the same thing. So Claude usually takes a little bit longer to generate because it is doing a lot more of that in-depth analysis on here. Well, this is interesting. It's doing a lot of work. Okay, so what we're seeing it do, it looks like here, see how we gave it a prompt, give us an interactive training on communication skills. It says, I'll create a comprehensive interactive 30-minute communication skills training module for you. So you see what it's doing over on the right side. It looks like it's actually writing code for some sort of like a SCORM package or e-learning module. So this, again, this is your friend who's the professor, right? He's showing all of his homework here. But yeah, it looks like he's writing a whole module for us. I'll go ahead and edit this, make it a little bit shorter for you, but it looks like that's what Claude's doing for us, is writing a full-blown e-learning module. Okay, so now it finished that. It errored out, said error running an artifact, but it says, I've created an interactive 30-minute communication skills training module for you. Here's what it includes. 9 comprehensive sections, and then a breakdown of each of these different sections, different interactive elements that it put in there, key topics that it covered, and learning outcomes. Okay, so quite a bit that's in here. So I think just out of curiosity, let's go ahead. I'm gonna play with this a little bit more, because after you get an output from your AI, it's totally fine. You should maybe ask some questions if you need some clarification on it. So in fact, let's try fixing it with Claude. See what it does. All right, so it's going to write some code for us again, trying to fix that error that it came up with. All right, so it errored out again. So I'm going to put a new prompt in here, same one, but create a 30-minute interactive training. I'm going to say outline here on communication skills and just see if it gives us anything different. All right, so being a little bit more specific here, it's now going to give us just an outline instead of trying to build a whole e-learning module or something like that. So, but as you notice here, it's also a lot more in depth, right? Like the other models were generated out in maybe 10 seconds, and now Claude is showing us his homework, right? Showing us a lot more detail, a lot more information here, which if that works for you, then that works for you. It's useful. But again, figure out what's going to work best for your particular work and your use case. All right, that was interesting, wasn't it? All right, let's go ahead and kind of look at the verdict here. Which one should you go with? I'm hoping you're feeling, you've got a feel for one that may work over another in your mind. If you want flexible content creation, go with ChatGPT. If you want kind of live data and Google integration, Gemini is great for that. And then if you work with like complex documents and that sort of thing, then Claude might be a great fit. Okay. So at this point, what questions do you have? Put those down in the chat. I'll help you find some answers to them. And then also hit that subscribe button. Helps me a lot. Helps me know that you like this content, and I will keep bringing it to you. Until next time, have a great time out there playing with the AI.